Hello, Crunchy Mamas. How are you today? So, we're going to talk to Kim, and Kim is the creator, the author of the Zines that you got in your strength box. So, strength box was, I think, 2 boxes ago that you got it, and oh my gosh, I have my Zine right here, and I use it all the time. So, for those of you who don't know what a Zine is, today you will learn all about Zines, why they were created. Kim, who is an Australian dietitian, will tell us how she started doing this and why and what's the story behind it. Hello, Kim.
Hi, Wanda. How are you?
Good. How are you? So
Yeah,
happy
good,
to
thank you.
talk to you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you too. So this is Kim, Crunchy Mamas, and whoever got the strength box got these beautiful Zines created by Kim, and she's an Australian dietitian, right?
Yes, that's right.
Featured in the Voyage LA magazine.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I want to hear all about that. So, if you want to say something about yourself and how you started
Sure.
this, and then we go to the Zines, because everyone who didn't get a Zine is now curious to know what a Zine is.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I'll start. I'll start a little bit from the start. As you said, Wanda, I'm an Australian dietitian. I came here about 5 years ago to California from Australia, and I started my PhD when I came here. And so that's been really great. It's I basically work or look at the relationship between social media and body image as part of my PhD. And I guess for anyone who's embarked on a PhD, it can be a pretty solitary, isolating experience in some ways.
Right.
So I decided I wanted to connect in another way as well, and sort of get my own creativity going. So I came across a zine. I'm trying to remember the zine that I actually
Am I
saw.
saying this wrong? It's not Zine, it's Zane.
Well, it's pronounced zine, as in
Oh,
Zeen, but it's the way it's spelled. It does sound like Zine, doesn't it?
right. I'm
Or
sorry.
read
I was
like
saying it
Zine.
wrong all the time.
No,
Zines, so
that's
Zane. Sorry, everyone.
not at all, not at all. I think that's a pretty common thing in terms of the spelling. But yeah, so it's zine.
Zine.
But yeah, so I saw my first zine and I just fell in love with them, and I started creating them ever since.
Oh,
So
nice. So
yeah,
when did you see your first Zane? When did
it
you?
was about a year and a half ago, and I wish I could remember the zine that I actually saw, but I think the effect that it had on me was I'll never forget. I was just they're very, as you was just showing, they're handmade. They're often little booklets. Often they're made with a lot of collage and writing and illustration, and anything can go into a zine basically. And when you hold one, they've just got a really nice quality about them
Right.
that I really liked and enjoyed. So yeah, so that got me
So
off
I
the
don't
horse.
know how everyone else feels when I work on my Zane. I like to, like you say, put your, favorite quotes or things
Yeah,
that you remember and things about yourself. Because I know this one is the smile file,
yes,
but there's lots of others. And
yeah,
to me, I always pick it up when I'm feeling a little down, those days that you're not so,
absolutely.
you look at the mirror and you want to talk to yourself and say, oh, I look great today. I feel great. But then something, that little voice inside of you says, not really. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. And then I think that I journal a lot.
Yes,
Being a health coach, I always tell my clients to journal and to put down all the positive thoughts and meditation.
yeah,
But the Zanes added like an extra, like upgraded my journaling experience, my
yes,
meditation, because it uplifts you. You're obligated kind of to keep the positive mindset,
yeah,
which, as with the journaling, sometimes you just put anything, even things that upset you, and sometimes you get into that. But
mm,
with the Zane, I feel like, I know there's a lot of different purposes,
mm,
for you to feel good and healthy and, beautiful and feel good about your body image and
Yeah.
everything. But I don't know. For me, it's a pick me up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's my objective for them. Really, I just hope that they sort of bring a bit of a smile, just a positive way to interact with the zines. Like you were saying, I do exactly the same thing. I put little messages or notes that I've received that I'll look back on. Like if I'm ever experiencing any self-doubt, which, you know, we all do from time to
We all
time.
do. It's normal.
Yeah.
Very
So I'll you know, open it up, and it's just a good reminder that, you know, what you're doing is you know, is important. So
right.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell us about the different zines that you created and why you created each one that you offer today.
Okay. So with my zines, they're overall they're really focused on building a more positive body image, and that really is broken down into three main areas that I focus on with the zines. So the first one is about really, I suppose I call it your mind and body connection, and you know, sort of building a little bit more of a self-care practice, trying to treat yourself with greater self-compassion as well. I think we can always be our own toughest critics a lot of the time, and just being able to, I suppose, be a bit kinder to ourselves. So that's a really big part of, you know, building a more positive body image, because if we're talking ourselves down all the time, it can be really, really difficult. So that's one aspect that I do. So I've created a few zines. I'll just grab a couple.
Do you have that one to show us?
Are you talking about the smile file or
The smile file? Yeah, this one I have.
Yes.
And then the body image, like to feel.
Yep. So so in terms of the self-care side of things, I've got a little mini fold out zine here.
I love that.
And so it folds out, and you can and zines can come in any format really. You know, it's so it really folds out with sort of 70 different ways that you can support. And I say supporting your emotional, your physical, and your mental self-care. So that can be different for everyone as well.
You can keep that in your wallet even.
Yeah, absolutely. You can send it as a little, you know, a little card.
That is adorable.
Yes, they're my smallest.
I love the tiny. I love everything that's like tiny, and you can put it in your pocket or in your pocketbook. Oh, it's so cute.
It's good, and you can, and really when you've got 5 minutes, you know, 5 minutes spare, you try and you pick something that aligns with you, something that you enjoy doing. I think that's the main thing. And then another one in the sort of self-care range is this gratitude journal. So this is actually,
I love it.
Yeah, it's just a little line journal. I hand-stitched the side, which is kind of nice. That's what I like.
So they're handmade?
Yes, they're all handmade, yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so, and it's just a lined journal that you sort of write in every night or every morning. Just one thing that you might feel grateful for, and then it's got a little list at the back if you run out of sort of ideas.
I love it. So you guide us towards the positive gratitude mindset. I love my gratitude journal. That is something that every night before I go to bed, I jot down at least 3 things I'm really grateful for that specific day. And then 3 becomes 4 or 5. And then when you see, you're like, oh, I'm so blessed. I'm going to go to sleep so well and happy, because we are blessed, even with, you know, in the middle of a pandemic of obstacles we're facing, we can look at ourselves and look at our families and see how blessed we are, really.
Exactly. And it's exactly right. I remember right in the middle when we were in lockdown with everything going on with COVID, I was making sure I was writing in my gratitude journal, you know, because you can become a bit overwhelmed with all that's going on in the world, and it just can recenter you a little bit. So that's a nice thing to do.
It is. It really is something important to keep us, you know, going and not fall into any sadness or depression, because sometimes the obstacles are big, especially for small business owners and families that, you know,
absolutely,
either one lost their jobs and they're trying to restructure, rebuild their life. in what we're still living, because it's not that
Yes.
easy, right? So
Yeah.
having a way to put your thoughts down and see the
Mhm.
positive in the middle of everything that's going on is so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then what I do, so that's sort of the self-care aspect or the
Mm-hmm.
self-compassion aspect. Then I also make zines around, I like to call it a function over feature philosophy. So when it
Interesting.
comes to body image. And what I mean by that is that trying to appreciate the things or I suppose reflect on the things that our bodies try to do for us. And the reason I say try to do for us is that our bodies aren't perfect. We get sick. We might have, allergies or all sorts of things. Our bodies, they're not 100%,
Of
all
course,
the
we all have
time.
something going on.
Yeah, there's always something going on, but our bodies are always trying through different mechanisms that they have to try and support us the best that they can.
Right.
So I write a sort of a range of zines to try and support that mindset as well. So rather than thinking about outward appearance, trying to reflect on some of the things that our bodies do. So a couple of zines I've got there is this one. It's called Body Affirmations.
Oh wow.
And so
That's
this
one
is
I
a little,
hadn't heard of. Let's see.
yeah, this is a little zine. It's just got each page, it's just got a couple of little affirmations or an
Mm-hmm.
affirmation on each page. And the idea is, again, you might have this by your bedside and you pick it up and you read one affirmation.
One
And
affirmation per day, and you can make your own notes next to the affirmation as well.
yeah, and that's exactly right. It's got lots of space there to be able
Yeah.
to do that. A few illustrations as well. So,
Very.
and I've tried to pick out a few affirmations for some of the areas that we tend to be most critical about.
I know. I know. We are very critical about our body image, about
Yes,
everything. We're too hard on ourselves sometimes. We need
we
to take
are.
be
We are.
kinder to
Yeah.
ourselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And our bodies are always changing and adapting, and they can do some amazing things, and sometimes they don't function as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just
Or
about
or not as well as we want them to.
as we want
But
them
they're
to.
doing
Yeah.
what they're supposed to. It's just that sometimes we don't give our bodies the time
Yes.
and what they need to heal, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And
Right.
sometimes they need a bit of our help as well. So
And this reflection is so important for us to listen to our
mm,
bodies, right? What
yeah,
they're trying to tell us, because our body tries to tell us, to either stop or to keep going. Something has to happen or
yeah,
something has to change. And if we don't stop and think about it, reflect about it, like you said on your Zines, which
yes.
guide you towards this reflection, we there's it just you can't create that awareness that you need
Mm, yeah,
just on your
that's
own
right.
sometimes, in the midst of things you just can't stop and think about what you really should be doing,
Yeah.
right?
And there are so many influences out there that sort of tell us, through media and different things that, how our bodies should be. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's not really a reflection of, I suppose reality or it gives us one narrow picture as to what a body
Right.
is supposed to be like. But there are many different bodies and ways to have a body. So,
So
yeah.
what motivated you to start doing this? Because I'm sure you help so many people and you probably get messages from all over the world.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you for what you're doing, because it's a coaching almost that you're doing through your Zanes.
Mm,
And so
yeah.
what motivated you to start? You had one, you loved it, you fell in love
Yeah, I had
with
one and I loved it, and I really wanted to try and connect with my community or with the broader community while I was working on my PhD,
mm-hmm.
and just to be able to try and do something a little bit outside social media in a way, because that's where so
Mm-hmm.
much of my PhD was, and just I wanted to be able to send something to someone that they could basically hold and could give them a positive feeling. I suppose that was the real motivation around it, and to really sort of impart some of that knowledge that I was gaining through my PhD as well, to be able to help.
So what is your PhD?
My PhD is looking at the impact of social media on body image. And it's mainly focusing on a young adult population. But yeah, and it's looking at how health professionals can safely communicate health through social media as well.
Social media. That's very interesting, because we know that especially the younger generation, they look at social media and they're like, oh, everyone is perfect, everybody is amazing, because of course you put your best self out there.
That's right.
You're not going to put, you know, something that you're not proud of showing.
Yeah,
and that can give sometimes the wrong message to young ones that are, you know, thinking her life is perfect and mine is not, and no one's life is perfect ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And with filters and all the things that we've got at our disposal now,
True.
You really can put, you know, your best self forward, and particularly if someone's feeling more vulnerable at a particular time in their life, it can be really difficult.
It can really hurt your self-image, your self-esteem and confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the zines, that I've created, really look at that area as well. We call it media literacy, which is about sort of being able to more critically evaluate the media that you're seeing and that you're viewing. So I've created a few zines as well around that area. So this one here, this one here is called "You Are Enough," and it's a little cell phone. And I curated some different, you know, Instagram hashtags and put a bit of a meaning to them in terms of a positive.
So nice. I love
so
that. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's just like
that's something glossary. Original to you. You created that.
Yeah. I mean, I got the hashtags from Instagram in terms of the popular body image type hashtags that you so often see, but I gave a little bit of my own twist to them. So, for example, let me see. There's like, you might see a lot of the hashtag body love, and I've just sort of said, love your body for what it does for you, the things it gives to you, not how it looks. Do you know, it's just like a little reminder, as opposed to I have to love my body, you know, to have a positive body image. It's not quite.
And you're not going to fit a pattern or a standard that is given to you. It's what you have, and everything you have is beautiful. You're beautiful the way you are, so you don't have to keep, you know, wanting to look like someone else or something, right? Yeah, I love that. I really love that one, more towards social media. Maybe that is your target audience for that, Zane, more like younger girls?
Yeah, I suppose so. Or anyone that's sort of using social media quite a bit, and you know, might have an element of body image dissatisfaction or feeling unhappy with how they look. It's just a little reminder.
Love it.
And
what
also,
else have you got there? I love everything. I didn't know that one. That's a special one. Yeah,
it's good. It's good. I'll just come up with different ideas and basically, create something. And
so you have the smile file.
Yep. So I've got quite a few.
Whoever is joining us now, you have the smile file, which is the one I have that I put little photos that I print also inside. And
good.
Yes, and then I put like just some messages. I put my, you know, pictures of my children and things that make me happy.
Lovely.
So whenever I get my little journal and I'm like, oh, I'm feeling a little down today, let me see what's going on here. And then I always end up like adding more. Because you get excited and you're like, oh, let me add more because this makes me feel so good. I want to see more of this. So the smile file, Zane.
Yep. So
and then
smile file. The journals, we've got the smile file, we've got the gratitude journal. So that's the little notebook that you can write that you're grateful, things that you're feeling grateful for. We've got a little one here called, this is another workbook zine, and this is called Me. And
what's it called?
It's called Me. So it's basically as in me, or if you're holding it.
Me. It's the here's a Brazilian trying to understand an Australian accent. So English is not even my first language, but I'm here you know, and I love your
Yeah.
accent. It's beautiful, but sometimes it's like it has to come into my ear twice.
I've got a good friend of mine is Brazilian, and I remember when we first met, she said, "I find it hard to hear your Australian accent." But
Because when you
been
said
great
me,
friends for a while.
I understood may, like may I do something, and
Yes.
so me, I like that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's called Me, and this is a guided workbook journal, and it says just little guided prompts of different
Cute.
activities, and it's trying to foster a bit of creativity and positive reflection.
Okay.
So think about the qualities that make you a beautiful person on the inside, and
Oh,
write them down here. Fill the tree with things that help you to grow strong.
that
Those
is
sorts of
so
things. So,
sweet. I mean, a
yeah,
gift for any family member, for children,
yeah,
for adults, for everyone. That's such a sweet gift.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
good.
thinking here, one of my best friend's daughter just had a birthday. I'm going to give that to her. I like
Oh,
the
lovely.
me.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the great thing is it's pocket size. So you can pop it in your pocket or in
In
your
her little
purse, or
backpack,
yeah, in
yes.
your backpack, and you can take it with you and undo that. I'm just having a look what else I've bought here. This is I showed you the body affirmations there.
Yes, the body affirmations, the
Yeah.
smile style.
This little one's called Brain Love. And this is my first ever zine that I created. And it's
That's
about trying
cute.
to build more compassion for our brains.
Hmm.
And I suppose the general message behind this is that it's all illustrated. And the general message is that our brains do so much. Like this goes around the neuron path as to what your brain does, and
So show us
all
that
the,
again. Let me see the.
so
So
it's all
what is
it's
that? Let's see. I have.
these are little neurons,
Uh-huh.
and so they're all connecting, the little activities that the brain does. So
Oh,
it's just, I just
I
sort of
love that.
say, yeah, the brain's like the control center of our
Very
body, and
nice.
so it coordinates almost everything in the
So
body.
educational,
Yeah,
motivating, makes you
yeah, that's
feel
right.
good and confident. I love that. Yes,
Yeah,
it
so it's a
really
good one.
contributes.
Yeah, it's a good one just as a reminder that particularly if you know the brain isn't always going to get things right, different things that we might experience, but it tries to support us. So it shows the
That's,
ways that it tries to support
oh,
us,
I love it.
and then just how we can support our brain as well.
So
So
this one is called
this is called Brain Love.
Brain Love.
Yeah,
Very
so
nice.
it's giving a bit
Okay.
of love to the brain. There's a lot of love going into
A
these.
lot of love in these Zanes. I love them.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
look at
one's
that one. It's
called
so cute.
Yeah, this one's called Love Me. This is actually more written. It's a lot more text
Okay.
based, and this is around the principles of positive body image. So this talks about the factors of more self compassion, self care, focusing on our features as function as opposed to our features, and then really looking at principles around media literacy to protect our body image as well, and just critiquing and being able to manage day-to-day interactions to support our body image. So
That's
the
really good for the
information.
summer because no
Yeah,
one ever thinks they're bikini ready or beach ready.
that's
And
right. That's right.
it's
And
just we are summer ready. That's what we have to
that's
think
right.
with the
That's
body we
right.
have and love.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. And, it just really does send a message that, we don't need to change ourselves for other people's ideals on, around body. This one's a bit more of a theoretical zine. I just called it A Story About Objectification. And this is based on a theory. It gets a bit deeper, this one.
Oh wow.
A
So
theory
this
that
one, can you say the name again for the
this one's
people who are
called a story about objectification, and this
okay?
is a theory that I research about in my PhD. And objectification is where so much in our culture and the messages that we get given all the time are about, our appearance, focusing on our appearance in everything that we see. And so from a young age, a lot of girls learn that their bodies, or get this message that their bodies are like objects, essentially,
Right.
for validation by others, and it can be really detrimental to body image. So it's just a little awareness scene to actually help I suppose, highlight that. And it's all sort of illustrated with a bit of a story.
That is so important for teenagers to understand that what, you know, how they feel about their bodies, and limits, I think.
Yes.
A lot of limits to what they can do with themselves.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And just being aware of the types of inputs that can negatively affect their body image, I suppose, is the point of this little zine. I've got two more here. One is, this was a fun one to do. This is called Your BFFs, or Best Friends Forever. And this is a little zine imagining if your body parts were your best friends, like, you know, your heart, organs.
That is, I love that comparison.
Yeah, so it's a fun one to do, actually, and it just basically describes what they might be like. Like, your lungs would probably be your Zen BFF, because, you know, lungs, you're breathing in, you're breathing out. You know,
oh, I love that. That is so adorable.
Yeah, and it's designed.
So sweet.
Yeah, I love it.
And very thoughtful. I don't know how you think of all the, I mean, it's the things that we know, but we would never think to put on a zine like that. I just love the things you create. Do you get your ideas from your inspiration from your PhD?
Yeah, in somewhat. Yeah, I do. I think the theories behind it is the source of inspiration, and then I sort of think, well, how can I actually put that into something that gives a message in a fun way? So the idea behind this is that your body is basically your best friend, and it's there for you. It's trying to help you. It's not always perfect at its job, but you know, it is your best friend. And so it's got a little picture at the end of the heart and brain.
So cute. What does it say on top? I hope.
It says, "I hope you enjoyed reading about your BFFs. Here's the thing: your body is your BFF, and just as you need theirs, they need your love too." So,
lovely.
So that's a cute one.
That is really lovely.
Yeah, and the last one is another little mini zine, and this is about supporting body image. So there's a lot of media literacy type of work in here. So and this was definitely inspired by my PhD. So it talks about how to be safe on social media, how to better critique media that you're actually watching or seeing to support your body image, and you know, what to do when you're out and about, like if someone's talking negatively about their body, or you know, making comments on your body, what to do, that sort of thing. So
I love it. Oh my gosh, this was so exciting. I love that, you know, we have now all these gift options, especially for the summer now. And where do we find them? We find them on Etsy?
Yes, I do have an Etsy store, but I've also got a website, which is thank you body as one word.com.
So thank, then the letter U, and then body.com.
Or just one word.com. Okay. So you'll see me over there.
So Etsy on your website, and they can access your page as well. Thank you, body. Instagram.
Yes, that's right.
Kim, thank you so much for showing us all your beautiful zines, for teaching me how to say this word, because I was saying it wrong. I sounded very silly saying it wrong, but
no, not at all.
Our Crunchy Mamas gave us really beautiful feedback of your zines that were in the strength box. They were very happy. They thought it was super sweet. And we have an unboxing video on Crunchy Mama Box's YouTube, and it shows, and Tessa from Sunrises and Subscriptions just loved your zines. She reviews our boxes. She was very happy. So I think that every person, it doesn't have to be a little girl or a teenager, because even adults, we need these reminders all the time that we need to practice a lot of self-love and be kind to our bodies.
Oh, absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Yep.
So I want to thank you for your time.
Yeah,
and thanks for the beautiful work that you do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thanks everyone for watching us. It's going to be on IGTV and YouTube. Bye.
See ya.
See ya.